What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're doing night 2 of Wrestlemania 36. Starting off with the kickoff show match, Natalya versus Liv Morgan. Unfortunately, this was an match. This really wasn't up to par from yesterday's kickoff match. After a flurry of near falls, Liv Morgan got the pin. It wasn't all that great. And before we start the main card, WWE announces that tomorrow's Raw and SmackDown on Friday are going to be live. What? How? It's already been announced that Raw is supposed to be pre-taped. So how are they doing that? And how are we doing a live show on Friday? Anyways, back to the main card of WrestleMania. Our first match is Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's title. This is a really good match. There was a lot of shit talking between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Flair is heavily working on the bad knee of Ripley. It ends up with Flair locking in the figure 8, Ripley tapping out, and Flair is a new NXT champion. We then have Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley with Lana in his corner. Classic power versus technique. Lashley had most of the offense through most of this match. Black starts to fight back, striking Lashley. About midway through this match, Lana reminds me that I do have a mute button. She's screaming at Lashley. He goes for a spear, ends up eating a Black Mass kick, and Aleister Black wins. This is an okay match. We then have Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Sonya Deville is in Ziggler's corner. This is another alright match. The build on it was there, but yeah, it was alright. Sonya Deville gets on the apron, distracts the referee. Ziggler gets a low blow onto Otis. Mandy Rose comes out. She lays out Sonya Deville. While the referee is distracted, Mandy Rose gives a low blow to Dolph Ziggler, and Otis ends up getting the pin. After the match, Otis carries Mandy Rose backstage celebrating. Okay, good on him. Can we move on from this, please? We then have Randy Orton versus Edge in a last man standing match. Edge is in the ring. Randy Orton's music hits. He doesn't show up, but from behind, a cameraman gives an RKO to Edge. It's Randy Orton. Once the match starts, Edge eats another RKO almost immediately. The fight goes out to ringside, backstage, into the gym, into the production area, all around backstage, giving catch as catch can, back out to the ring area, once again going back out into the office, down into the storage area. Edge drops an elbow onto Randy Orton onto a table. The fighting continues on top of a box truck. Randy Orton tries to go for a punt, ends up eating a spear, which is quickly followed by Orton giving Edge an RKO. Orton grabs some chairs, tries to do a concerto, but Edge puts him into a submission lock, drops him down, hits him with a concerto, and Orton can't answer the 10 count, so Edge wins. This is a good match. It was just really, really drawn out. It probably could have gone about 3/4 shorter. Right after the match, Mojo Rawley is being chased by the loser locker room around the ring. They get around the pedestal area where Gronkowski drops down on everybody. He pins Mojo and is now the new 24/7 champion. Yay. It's at this point that Gronkowski hauls ass out of the arena and he's being replaced by Titus O'Neil. We then have the Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Adam Theory for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Zelina Vega is at ringside. This is a decent match. It was a good showing by both teams. Montez Ford is selling the hell out of everything. Dawkins pins Theory to retain their titles. After the match, Theory and Garza start to beat down on the Street Profits. Zelina Vega gets involved. And then Bianca Belair comes running in, beats down on Vega, and the Street Profits stand tall. We then have the Fatal 5-Way Elimination match. Sasha Banks, Bayley, Tamina, Naomi, and Lacey Evans for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Right off the bat, everybody goes after Tamina. She fights everybody off, but after many, many tries, Tamina is actually eliminated after everybody dogpiles on her. Naomi ends up tapping out to the Banks statement. Sasha Banks and Bayley mug down on Lacey Evans. As Sasha Banks is pinning Evans into the corner, Bayley goes for a knee strike, Lacey Evans moves, and Bayley accidentally clocks Sasha Banks in the head with a knee. That looked nasty. Sasha Banks ends up eating a woman's right. She gets eliminated, and at this point, Lacey Evans and Bayley go all out. Evans is trying to put Bayley away, but Sasha Banks comes running in, hits her with a Banks statement, and Bayley gets the pin to retain her title. We now have John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. Hold on to your seats, this is gonna get a little rough. Cena appears into the Funhouse. As he's exiting, he's run into by Demon Vince. There's a reenactment of John Cena's ruthless aggression. Then we go into the old intro for Saturday night's main event, where Bray Wyatt and John Cena are cutting a promo together. We then have Cena's Thugonomics skit. Bray Wyatt lays out Cena there. And then Cena portrays Hollywood Hulk Hogan in the NWO era. Cena beats up Huskus. The Fiend appears behind John Cena, hits him with the mandible claw, lays him out with Sister Abigail, puts him back into the mandible claw. Bray Wyatt counts the pin, and the Fiend wins. We then come back to Titus O'Neil, and he says, "I don't know what I just saw." That's basically the same thing here. We then go to our main event, Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. The action starts right off the bat. McIntyre hits a Claymore kick, tries to go for the pin. Brock Lesnar kicks out, then he goes on the offensive. He gives him a bunch of German suplexes, hits him with an F5, goes for the pin, but McIntyre kicks. Gives him another F5, McIntyre kicks out again. Hits a third F5, McIntyre kicks out. Paul Heyman at this time says, just keep doing it. Lesnar sets up for a fourth F5. Drew McIntyre escapes out of it, lands him with a flurry of Claymore kicks, gets the pin, and is now the new WWE champion. An emotional Drew McIntyre celebrates over a down Brock Lesnar, looks at the camera, thanks everybody, gets up on the turnbuckle to celebrate as we end tonight's WrestleMania 36. Tonight's WrestleMania, well, it was a mixed bag. There were a bunch of good matches. There were a couple of them that weren't all that great. If I were to say match of the night for the first night was definitely the Taker match. Match of tonight was McIntyre and Lesnar. As a whole, WrestleMania was good. I liked it. Now, do I think it would be a lot better if it was actually in a stadium? Yes, I do. But wrestling is supposed to be fun. Stephanie McMahon said we wanted to create a diversion through these troubled times, and that's what they did. I had a good time through both of these two shows. But that'll do it for the results for WrestleMania 36. I'll be back tomorrow for the Raw after WrestleMania. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's WrestleMania, what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.